to Mitch Ella, your #1 travel channel. Now today we find ourselves in Seatac Airport. We are actually on our way to New York. Now I mentioned this in our last video where I prepared and packed everything, gave you some tips and tricks, but today we are actually going through all the things you should know before you arrive in New York so you can be as prepared as possible. So we're about to board. We'll give you some tips as we travel and we're going through the process, but thank you so much for watching and let's get into it. Coming in fast is don't overpack. Now, I have this giant bag and I put all the electronics, all the toiletries, all the clothes, and we're only going for four days, so I should probably follow my own tip and not overpack, but it's too hard. As long as it's like in a nice way, I would say it's okay. But also know what destination, the airport that you're flying to. So right now I said we're flying out of Seattle, Seatac, but we're flying into JFK, and there's two different airports to fly into. So there is JFK and then Newark, which if you are not from this country, it sounds a lot like New York. But depending on the price, it's New Jersey and you can just take the train. And it depends on whether you want to spend the money or the time that it takes. But we're flying into JFK and like I said, about to board.
The Mitch Ella, we are on a Delta airline from Seatac, SEA to Newark, JFK. We are flying to New York, the Big Apple. Very excited for you guys. This video is about doing some how to travel and good ideas, good recommendations. We're very good at that. We have a lot of commercial flights underneath our belt. Ella was saying that for the next trip would be, our next tip is, what's the next tip?
Don't overestimate your first day.
Yeah, so she's saying, I need to say this, but I forgot, it's very early in the morning. Don't overestimate your first day, meaning that when you get there, especially most people, like when we're flying from the other side of the country, this is literally all of America, flying across the whole thing, that you don't want to book your first day too much. You want to do a little bit, but get settled and then get adjusted to the time change. And most people flying to New York are going to have a time change. So once you get settled to that, usually by the next day, for even if it's a 3 to 5 hour time change, you're going to be okay with that. But don't overbook the first day too much so that you ruin the whole trip, because you don't want to be burnt out on the day 2 and 3. But if you do a little bit, get used to it, go to bed, wake up, do a little bit more the next day, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. The only thing I would add is that if you are, really zoomed in, if you are really trying to get into the activities, your day one, I'd say the hop on, hop off bus, which we have done in other countries. It's not our favorite because we don't like tour guides, but you just sit there, you learn some history, you get the lay of the land, and then you attack it the next day. But like Mitch said, don't overdo it on the first day, which is probably what I'm about to do. Actually haven't even made it out of the airport. Oh, you might have grabbed something gross. We're on our way to the AirTrain. We're gonna give it a go. We'll see how it goes. So our tip this time around in this clip would be that when you arrive to the airport, there's multiple ways to get to your destination. There is Ubers, which last we checked to Times Square, like $120. Then there's taxis that last I checked have a set fare of $52 plus tip plus peak time. And then there's also the AirTrain that's said to be just as fast as the subway. I think it's like 15 bucks, maybe less. We're gonna experience it together for the first time right now, but highly think that you should take advantage of one of the alternate transportations instead of defaulting to Uber.
She took our tickets.
So we just got off the Long Island Railroad, and I'm talking the same time as the announcements. Perfect timing, but we made it to Penn Station, and we're about half a mile, 10-minute walk to our hotel, so we're those people. That's why we said, don't overpack when you come to New York, because it's all about traveling with your luggage, getting from place to place, and walking. And speaking of that, another tip, as he keeps talking, wear comfortable shoes. I definitely wear comfortable comfortable shoes. We're gonna be walking miles, especially in this video, and I'm sure you will be too. We made it out of Penn Station. I am in a trench coat right now, but no pants. Another tip that we have is check the weather. It is totally pouring and we have to walk that half a mile to our hotel. But like I said in the get ready with me, pack with me, I'm no stranger to the rain because we're from Seattle. So it is what it is. But yeah, the city is bright and we are here. We have arrived and I can't wait to show you our hotel.
All right. Look, we made it. Times Square. We're drenched. It's horrible. We brought the Seattle weather with us. It's horribly raining. Pretty cool. So my pointers that Ella gave me to read off is one, it's okay to jaywalk because there's a lot of people jaywalking and just walking across the street, doing whatever they want to do. So you can do that. And then two, she said it's kind of rude. It's like traffic. You just don't stop right in the middle of the highway. If you just stop, the people are going to run into you and you'll get demolished. And I said, I don't know if I'll get demolished because I'm a pretty big guy, but if you're a smaller person and you stop, you'll definitely get ran over. She said that there's always a good spot to take pictures. There's a little moped going by. How cool is that? He's delivering Joe's Pizza, which we're gonna go there. But yeah, you can see right here, there's just a city and an ocean of people.
Thanks, honey. Back to the tips. We made it into our room out of the rainstorm, and actually in the distance you can see the sun. It is a perfect turn of the day, like as soon as we check in. But look at this view. We are like a block down from Times Square. And so the next tip is about booking your hotel. When I came here years ago, when I was younger, I was trying to find the cheapest hotel and I ended up paying so much in Uber costs and walking and like exhausting myself that sometimes you should calculate the convenience of the hotel. Like ours this time, we spent a little bit more. We're staying right next to Times Square compared to the time that you have and then the cost of transportation in the end. Like actually calculate it and make sure that it makes sense. So I don't know how many tips we're on, but we're gonna keep going, a couple more, take a rest, check in, and get comfortable. And man, this view, I can't get over it. Look at that. Good night, and we're heading back into the city, into Times Square to find the best pizza. But before that, the next tip is that before you leave wherever you're staying, you need to use the restroom. Because when you're out and about and you're drinking all the beverages, there is few and far between bathrooms to choose from. So definitely use it before you leave. As well as we're heading out, like I said, to go find some pizza, but not a lot of places take card. So I would advise bringing just a little bit of cash with you as you make your way, just in case you find some kind of gift shop or some crazy snack that you want to buy, bring some cash.
Okay. It is very cold. The weather's changed, so we had some rain. We had everything.
I zoomed in a lot, sorry.
Yeah, that's my beautiful face. We are right outside of Broadway. Is this the Broadway? I don't remember. I don't think this could be one of the shows. Just like the Lion King and Aladdin. Ella was saying the good idea is to book it online, but it is definitely something we recommend doing because if it's like one of the recommended things to do while you're here is actually see a play. I like them. Ella went to it and she fell asleep. I know that. Phantom of the Opera, but I actually like it and I thought it was a good time. So definitely book it online. A lot of things are good to book on your cell phone. And like as we're saying, and you're watching this video, before you come here, plan ahead, book a lot of things, download the app ahead of time so that you're just not waiting forever or it might be sold out.
Taco Bell in New York. No. Okay, the next tip, and I'm gonna talk loud because it's really windy tonight and it's very loud. But if you come to New York, there's so much good food that you have to wander around and go check out the Google reviews instead of going to Taco Bell or Olive Garden. None of those standards are acceptable. Go find something creative out in New York and eat that instead.
It is cold. We're here. Lots of horns. Everyone's horny here. I mean, what? There's so many horns. It's constantly horny. One of the things that's not free here is everything's not free. A lot of things cost, meaning that if someone gives you something, they usually want money. Every kind of tourist place is like that. So be aware, if they're giving you something, it's not free. The thing that is free is you can look. Pretty cool, look at that. And then actually look behind me and look at that. That is worth the price of admission to get here, which is a train, plane, a bicycle, and everything we've done today to get here. It is cold. We're gonna go get some hot pizza because I'm ready. Let's go. We did it. Baggage secured. I haven't even looked at it yet. Oh, wow. That's awesome. A couple tips, because this is a tips video. Eat local food, so we're eating local Joe's. Don't just try, Taco Bell like we said earlier. You gotta do authentic. Tip number 2 in this clip is know what you're gonna order in line. Just get a pepperoni pizza, this is what everyone gets, it's the best thing. And then number 3, keep it close. Our hotel is like 4 minutes away. How amazing is that? You don't have to get a taxi or an Uber, and Ubers are really expensive, by the way. But there are a lot of people on bicycles, it's crazy. So those are the good tips. We're really excited. Let's jump into Joe's Pizza. I am Spider-Man.
Somehow we made it back to the room. I cannot feel my hands. It must be like 28 degrees. It said 36, but the wind was blowing. I have like a blowout now, but okay, hope you guys enjoyed all the tips and the day coming along with us as we landed in New York, as we got our bearings, as we learned some of the tips with you. And now we are getting into our pizza, but tomorrow I am running around to all the landmarks in New York if I don't freeze first. So check that video out, as well as packing that was before this video, and we will see you on the next one.